Alright, hello, Scorpio. Sorry. Welcome to your reading. Oh. Okay. So welcome to your reggae career message. Okay, so without further delay, let's find out what God wants to tell you, Scorpio. Two more times, Scorpio. So let's see, what does God want to tell you when it comes to your reggae career, Scorpio? Mystery card. Okay. So your message is the goddess of self-knowledge. It says the essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. And that has been a common message when it comes to these readings for you, for your reggae careers. God wants you to let who you are flow into what you create. So you don't have to step outside yourself and be who or what you think the world expects of you. That's where you're going wrong. Okay? Be yourself, build it, and they will come. Because consciousness is something that everybody needs, but most people go on like they don't want. You know? Sometimes you have to stop people in their tracks and put the truth in their face, or else they'll just keep running from it, and it will never actually catch up to them. So the mission is to put the truth that God has put in you out there into the world, but do it in a very stylish way, so that it first draws the crowd in, and then when they hear what you have to say, then you can actually reach someone, because once they've heard, they cannot unhear it. Once you know, you cannot unknow something. So God wants you to be who you are and put that out into the world, because what? The world is full of fake people. The world is full of unwise people. The world is full of corruption. When it comes to reggae, reggae has always been standing on the pinnacle of truth and rights and justice and faith in God, okay, we are the ones that carry the light. Well, I say we because I do reggae music, but I do all kind of music. But conscious people carry the light. Okay, we are the light that keeps the world turning. We are the light that keeps the world flourishing. Because if this world was only full of evil people, imagine what would happen. It's because of the few of us that's in between in strategic places that a lot of people check themselves before they wreck themselves completely. And that is your mission when it comes to reggae. Okay, so God says the essence of who you are flows effortlessly into everything you create. So God says there's nothing wrong with you. You're on the right path. You may have to make some adjustments here and there. Of course, nobody's perfect, so don't try to strive for perfection. You know, just minister to what is right. All right, that's your job. Because so many different genres out there are corrupting the world. If reggae fall into the line of corruption too, then what hope does mankind have? And have you noticed the power of reggae worldwide? Reggae is big everywhere in the goddamn world. I don't think that any other genre of music have that power. So you should see your role as a reggae musician and your power as a reggae musician and the doors that open for you as a reggae musician. But you have to be standing in your truth. You can't be trying to be somebody else, trying to be who the world likes, because the world don't even like itself. You have to remind the people of who they are and what this is, what is truth, what is not, what is healthy and what is not. That's our job. We're not here to comply. We're here to be the difference. Because a lot of people don't know that there is a difference. Why? Because they're bombarded with all this corruption music all day, every day. So they think that that's all there is to life. I was like that before as well, so I could testify to that. When you haven't seen the difference, you think that whatever you're seeing is all that there is. And this is why it's important for us to be that difference in this world. That difference being righteousness. We don't have to be perfect. And the thing is too, we have to define what is righteousness. Because a lot of things that we think God would find us being an abomination for is not an abomination unto God. I talk about these things more in my my Rastafari readings, because I realize that our perception of godliness is corrupted by other people's perception of godliness. So a lot of us is not living according to our truth. So for example, I'll tell you straight up, oral sex is not a sin. Unless you're doing it with somebody who is unclean, that is. Or stepping outside of other obvious rules. But if you're here to satisfy your partner sexually, because sex is therapy, you know, and sex is sacred, but a lot of people defile the sacredness of sex. And that's where the problems come in. But if you have your partner have you, and you're not out there flinging yourself here, there, and everywhere, and picking up this and that from everybody, then you're clean. If you're clean, you're just clean. Now, how you choose to do this oral sex is up to you. Because I don't know about swallowing that stuff, but let's be real about it. Oral sex feel good. People like it. So why lie to yourself? Because the preacher man says so? Because the Bobo says so? Who is that Bobo? Listen to the truth that God put into you. And that's just one example. Because there's the clothing that we wear. The rules on the clothing that we wear. Women have to wear tall skirt all the while. And cover up all the while. I don't think that that's the truth. Because I am of God. I am for God. I believe in a Rastafari. But Rastafari didn't put that in me. I can't go into that subject right now. Look out for the Rastafari readings when I read for the Rastafarians. Also, you can check out the playlist right now, because there's some things in there. But yeah, we have to redefine how we understand God, because we are putting ourselves into some tiny boxes, and God did not give us those boxes. Mankind gave us those boxes. So it's like people have their perception of God and then they push it on everybody else. And then we just pick it up and run with it and don't question it. And all the time, we are fighting against the truth that is within us. Meat isn't something that we're supposed to eat every day, fair enough. But meat has its positives. You see me? Because when we get sick, there's certain things that happen to my body and I find that the other foods, they don't really satisfy my body like that. I'm going to be honest with you. So, we need to be in tune with our own truth. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you are an influencer. Your music influence, your music inspire, your music either help people to heal or it help to corrupt people. And God put reggae music on the earth to heal the earth, not corrupt the earth. So if you want to get into corruption by lying to yourself, then you shouldn't be doing reggae music. I feel that God allow corruption in some places, but it look like in a reggae music, God no in that. Because if reggae get corrupted too, then there's no hope for the world. Because most people don't cling to church music like that. The next thing under reggae and Rastafari is Christianity. Christianity is not as influential as reggae. Realize your power in the earth as a reggae musician. Let's see what this mystery card is. It said the mother of imams. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. You see that? That's what you're here for. Love is your lineage and gratitude is your religion. Truth and rights and justice. Positive vibes. God vibes. Outside of that, you're going to have issues with the Most High. That much I can tell you. The mother of imams. You know what imam is? The imam is the equivalent of a priest, I think. Or something like that. But it's in the Muslim religion, I feel. But being the mother of imams, that means you birth people of that stature. It is your responsibility to influence people to be of that mindset. Whether you're a man or a woman is irrelevant. You are responsible for birthing people of that mindset. That love is their lineage and gratitude is their religion. So when the rest of the world corrupt them with all the music and the movies and stuff like that, when they hear a reggae tune come on, it gives them a different perspective on the reality of life. Know your position and your duty. If that's not what you want to do, then reggae is not for you. The way that they taught us Rastafari is, it was a lot of lies. They taught us their version of Rastafarianism. They didn't teach us to listen to the God within us, listen to the instruction of the Most High within us. And that set Rastafari back. Rastafari is not living in their truth because the teachings from the top is corrupted. Some of it was right, but some of it was in an effort to hold us back and make us less potent than we're supposed to be. Rastafarianism is supposed to be one of liberalness. We're supposed to understand the fine line between what is abomination and what is not. But the thing is, we're so far away from the borderline that it has made our fire kind of go out in the world, because nobody wants to live with such restrictions on them. It is not natural. You understand? And they shouldn't be forced to, because life is a gift from God. What's the point of living life if you can't get to experience life? I'm sorry to say, but a lot of our elders were deceived. Or maybe it was okay for that point in time because it used to work. But now, when you look at the world, you see that we live in a very different time. And so different rules must apply. Like I always say, the way that we present ourselves as Rastafarians and reggae people, ain't nothing wrong with putting on one little shots, because Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all them people out there pull away with little children mind with their sexiness and their nakedness. Do everything within moderation, of course. But if you eat how God say you eat, and you take care of yourself how God say you take care of yourself, that means you're sexy too. So if you expose your sexiness, your godly divine sexiness, and your godly divine meditation, then you're going to make a lot of people stop and look and actually pay attention, like, what is this over here? I never knew. You know what I'm saying? That's how we depend in these times. We want back with children. We need to take our rightful place in the world. Me not say forget slack and be without morals, because Rastafari and reggae is all about morals. But the lines that we have put in place for ourselves is far, far away from the borderline. So we got a whole bunch of space out here that we're not occupying, which is rightfully ours to occupy, if you understand what I'm saying. It's like, who was it that bring out that song? I think it was Phantom Moja. Something, was it The King? Shit. It was a sexy song Phantom Moja bring out about, I don't know, two or 3 years ago, and everybody had what they had to say. Muta Baruka had what he had to say, and this person and that person, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, that's what dude want to put out, and it was a beautiful song. I like it. I like it. And the thing is, most of our youths are behaving that way anyway. Most of our youths love gal and whatnot, so why not mix a little bit of galley vibes with some righteousness? At least you can have some kind of hold on them as to implanting sensibility in their head. You have to reach them on their level. If you're talking to a child, then you have to talk to the child in a child language. If you're talking to an adult, you have to talk to a child. You have to talk to an adult in adult language. If you talk to somebody who speaks Chinese and you talk English, they're not going to respond to you. They won't understand you. So it's important that we reach the people them that we need to reach on their level. So there needs to be some level of compromise without losing who we are. That's the mission. Because we're losing our children, we're losing the masses right now. And that's not what we're supposed to do. We're more powerful than that. Past years have shown the effect of Rastafarianism, the effect of reggae music, conscious music, on the whole wide world. Even in Japan, China, Switzerland, Belgium, anywhere you can name upon this world, respect reggae. Why? Because reggae is about love, truth, rights, and justice. Understand your power and your position. Respect the truth. Don't try and be what this world wants you to be, because the world don't even know itself. 4 more times. Okay, so 2 cards came out, but this one here was in the reverse. Let me just check and see if it's meant to be upright or in the reverse first. Feel correct like this. Okay, so it's in the reverse. Okay, so the message that God want to tell you now is, it says, will and new beginnings assists with difficult and great undertakings. The exalting God. And this is the Fool card. So the Fool represents taking risks. The Fool represents doing things that are brand new. The Fool represents not doing what everybody else is doing what is true to you. Okay, and this is about having the will and new beginnings. It assists with difficult and great undertakings. So, like I said, because of the way that we've been programmed when it comes to what is righteousness in God's eyes and what is not, it's going to be hard to go against the grain and live your truth, because so many people are still in that programming. You see? So, God wants you to know that God is with you. Don't be afraid to take chances. Okay? Pray first, obviously, for guidance, but God is with you. And once God says yes, you don't have to worry about all those who are saying no. So those friends of yours who want to call you backslider or want to talk shit about you and all them, just allow them. Let them have their fun. At the end of the day, your job is to know who you are. Your job is to face your truth and respect the truth that God put inside of you. God is your partner. Perhaps your journey with these old associates and friends has come to an end, and it's time for you to make some new companies. And new company mean fresh ideas. It means a revival of the spirit. It means being happy about things and people and places and life again. So perhaps you've reached a point of stagnation in your friendships, in your business dealerships and things like that. Okay? So just go with the flow. Don't hesitate. You're not going the wrong direction. It's time that we step up and do what we have to do. Make the necessary changes that's going to pull the people back and even pull ourselves back to where we should be as custodians of reggae music, as custodians of the earth itself. We are the light. So this card says, God the teacher, intellectual talent provides knowledge, but it was in the reverse. So let's clarify that in the reverse. So it's like intellectual talent and provides knowledge. So there is a lack of knowledge. There's a lack of intellectual talent. And you're not allowing God to be the teacher. 8 of Pentacles talks about our work life. This is the 8 of Pentacles card. So you haven't been allowing God to be your teacher. And you haven't been allowing yourself to understand things the way that they actually are. And like I said, it's not your fault. We have been programmed that way. Okay? Because we all learn Rastafari from each other. But I have been put on a journey whereby I had to define life itself for myself. Because remember, Rastafari is not a religion, it is a way of life. Oh, I explained all this in my other video. Maybe I will post it. I will put it in the description box so you can watch it yourself. It's too much and the video are already gonna be long. All these videos are like 50 minutes long and all them kind of numbers there, so it wouldn't make sense for me to go into all of that right now. But as Rastafarians, we have been deceived, okay? Everything is not as it seemed. We weren't given all the right information. Our path was obstructed with false teachings so that it will make us less potent. Ain't nothing wrong with us wearing a swimsuit. Ain't nothing wrong with us enjoying soca music or enjoying another genre of music. It's the words, you know. And maybe sometimes you feel like being a bad boy or a bad girl. Sometimes you just have to let that shit out. You allowed to get angry, you know. You're allowed to make a wrong step. But the brilliant thing about us is when we make wrong step, we're not hesitant to admit that we were wrong, and we don't feel comfortable in that wrongness. We always want to make it right. That's what makes us the difference in this world. To live our truth is to be in our true purpose. To not live our truth is to live outside of our purpose. And there's no protection outside of our purpose like that. We're going to always be sad and confused, feeling dissatisfied, incomplete, never having true rest. It's time for us to stop allowing other people to define God for us or define godliness for us. 4 more. I'm just making some notes so I know how to title your reading. Okay, I'll leave that one there. Alright, so let's see what God want to tell you from this deck. Feels like we need to take a look at those. Yeah. Okay, so we got light magic and codependency. So like I said, we are the light and people depend on us. People have always used reggae music as a source of strength and as a source of inspiration. If we allow reggae music to get corrupted too, then what hope is there? If you don't like righteousness, if you don't want to live for God, if you don't want to sing God's praises, if you don't want to promote positivity, if you don't want to be the light in the world, then reggae music is not the genre for you. Or else there will be severe consequences. So we got envy, evil eye, and we have brother. These were the mystery cards that were making their presence known. Envy, evil eye, and brother. That's bad. That's bad. You see, this type of behavior, it don't belong in a reggae. This is what I'm trying to say. We are the difference in this world. So this type of behavior, envying your brother, envying your sister, evil eyeing one another, if we behave like that, then what makes us different from anybody else in this world? We need to create a religion or create a way of life of being happy for one another. We need to create a way of life whereby we accept and acknowledge the fact that there is enough creativity in this world for everybody. There is enough fans in this world for everybody. We must create a way of life whereby we are happy for other people and their progress in life. We must recognize that their speed or the speed of their progress and the speed of our progress does not have to be the same. We have to acknowledge the fact that God works in everybody's life in its own way. We all need to pay attention to our personal relationship with God and the universe and stop comparing ourselves to each other and what each other have. If anybody was given anything, it's because it is necessary for that person to have it. If you have not been given something, it's because it is necessary for you not to have it. You see, we need to flow with nature. That is our whole essence as Rastafarians, as people of the light, as promoters of love, as representatives of God. That is our whole essence. Our whole essence is learning to work with nature and having faith in nature, knowing that anything that happens is meant to happen, and whatever don't happen is not meant to happen, and recognizing that everything that goes on is always working for our highest good. Even when we don't understand it, even when it is something that we didn't want for ourselves, we are not the great mathematician. We do not have eyes and ears where God has eyes and ears. And God will never leave us or forsake us. So we need to have faith higher than anybody else in this existence. If you don't have that, then reggae life is not for you. Or else you're going to be a false teacher. If you don't understand these foundational principles and respect these foundational laws, reggae life is not for you. Reggae is for the healing of the nation them. Okay. I guess that would be me. So the underlying issue here, we got female friend, divine protection, grandmother. Grandmother is the one with the wisdom and the experience. Grandmother is the one with the knowledge. So I'm being grandma right now, and I'll happily take that title. I am grandma right now, and I'm being a friend. I'm offering you the knowledge of how this divine protection works. Okay? So light magic. That's what Rastafari and reggae is all about. We are the light walk. Well, we are some of the light walkers, and reggae is supposed to be about the light. Period. Darkness no belong in a reggae. So if you feel like letting some darkness out of your system, know how you're going to manifest that in the world. Don't corrupt God children, or else you will pay for it. Excuse me. I'm being a friend to all of you. This is the reason why I'm doing these readings. Nobody's paying me for these readings, and I don't need to be paid because I know the importance of bringing these messages to you all. That's why I targeted you people, because I know who you are and I know what you represent in this world. But I feel like a lot of you don't know who you are, and you don't know what you represent, and you don't know the power that you hold. So that's why it was necessary for me to do these things. I did the dancehall thing because I like partying. So I did the dancehall career one them. Because I enjoy good dancehall music back in the day and whatnot. But the dancehall kind of get slack right now and just get weak. And that's the reason why people are steering away from dancehall. Because to me the radio edit versions of a lot of these dancehall songs, I enjoy them a lot more than the raw version. The dancehall is just a little bit too raw. You know? It's not every time people want to hear all that raw slackness there. Like tone it down a little bit, you know? But reggae I did out of purpose. Dancehall I did for fun and care. Reggae I did for duty. Because if your mind isn't in the right place, everybody else gone downhill. That's how important you are in the grand scheme of things. Reggae bring people of all walks of life, all religions, all belief systems. Reggae bring all them people together. Reggae is the most powerful genre of music in the world. Only now them little silly people in America take over. Even Afrobeat is not as powerful as reggae. Afrobeat make you dance. Reggae music teach you how to live, teach you how to survive. Reggae music keep your karma clean. Reggae music give you the inspiration to enjoy Afrobeat. Reggae music, me say, not dancehall. Man shall not live by bread alone. We need to nurture the soul, and that's what reggae music is for. Nurturing the soul so that we can enjoy other things. You are the first. You have the power. You are the gatekeeper. If you don't want that responsibility, leave reggae alone. Yesterday God was saying to Libra, homosexuality is for some people, but it is not for you. Don't bring that nonsense philosophy inside the reggae. Do not be blamed for corrupting God's people. Do not defile reggae music. God is that serious about reggae music. That's why I say I did this out of duty. Not just out of love. It is necessary. Even if me not get paid, it is necessary. Because I don't think you people have anybody talking to you and really sharing with you what the reality of your reality is. But somebody have to talk to you. I've had these messages for you guys from God knows how long. But now is the ideal time. So that means I expect to see a revival. I expect to see all of you being filled with new life, new passion, getting back on your grizzy, inspiring the next generation of reggae or conscious musicians. It will not die. It cannot die. God Sizzler come out and turn so much people. Bring out the best in so much people. God is waiting to do that again. Banton with his Still Shiloh album. Y'all, Jack, you come on. It don't matter. Don't watch these people and their imperfections, you know, because nobody fucking perfect. So all this going to jail or hurting somebody else, everything that they do, you don't need to watch that. It's none of your business. That is between them and them God. What is our business is the message that they come to bring. Do not watch the Bumbleclot Messenger and then want to discredit their music because of their falls from grace. Everybody fall from grace sometimes. So if you want to allow that to diminish the power of their music in your life or the power of their message that God put within them in your life, then you're silly. Let the people them live their life. They're human just like me and you. They're gonna fall from grace sometimes. They're gonna make wrong turns sometimes, but that don't make their message any less potent. Ye without sin cast the first stone. They're growing just like we are, trying to understand life just like we are, trying to deal with the challenges that life put before them just like we are. Give everybody a chance. Take one for you and left one not for you. 4 more. So it looked like Foota Hype is onto something when he talk about rastas and standing up. I don't believe that you should disrespect nobody still, but certain things is just not for some people. Foota Hype very adamant about this getting. Foota Hype not depend that. Foota Hype find it to be a great abomination, and he keep telling us that God sees it as such a high abomination. Look like Foota Hype is onto something, because these readings are revealing the same thing to me. God now ramp with reggae music. That's why it's revealing to me. So abominations need to stay out of reggae music. Exactly. Abominations need to stay out of reggae music. God now ramp with people who will come make reggae music and talk shit to people them. Alright, because reggae is for the healing. Alright, so the card that came out is the Wiccan Reed. This is the contract. It says, by the Wiccan law ye must, in perfect love, in perfect trust. 8 words the Wiccan Reed fulfill, and ye harm none. Do as ye will. So do whatever the hell you like, just don't harm nobody. It says, and ever mind the rule of 3. What ye send out comes back to thee. Follow this with mind and heart, and merry ye meet, and merry ye part. So we are here to be the difference in the world. We who want to call upon Jah name, we are not allowed to act like the people of this world. Be in the world and not of it. Know where the borderline there. Why? Because it's all about the healing. Reggae is for the healing of the nation. Anything else outside of that is an abomination. And you will pay. So that's what it's all about. It's about the rebirth. Because right now, reggae is kind of dying. Reggae needs some new life put into it. Alchemist. And manifestation. Yeah, we need, because look at what reggae has always done. Reggae always bring the world together. If you bring corruption into reggae, this is what you're going to have. Barrenness, winterness. Everybody gonna be cold with each other. So don't bother with who don't want to listen to you sing about loving each other, you know. If you live it, that's a way of sing about it. Cause if you live it, you'll know that it works. And not every battle that you have to fight, and not every battle that's going to be won with violence and harsh words and whatnot. You need to sing the reality that you know exists. So, those are the messages that God have for you. And don't you forget, reggae is for the healing of the nation. So if you're not using reggae to heal, then you're committing a great abomination. Okay? Thank you for watching Scorpio. Until next time. Bye-bye.